one of the top 5 income earners in our entire company, Shanda DeCosta.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shanda DeCosta, you guys, and I am just so blessed to be here in front of all of you today. Just to give you a little bit of background, I come from humble beginnings, and Lawrence and I, we didn't have much growing up. And so when we started our family, we made the decision that we wanted to give our kids everything that we didn't have. And so, Lawrence, he landed an amazing job. It was a stable job, it was a secure company, and he was making over a good 6-figure income that anyone in his profession would have died for. He was doing amazing. And we had a great life. But in just one phone call, everything was over. The owner of the company called him to tell him that the business was shutting down. So we literally went into panic mode. And we were freaking out because we had 3 kids in private schools. We had bills to pay, we had mortgage and car payments. And so I had to watch Lawrence. He went from making a 6-figure income to having to find any job that came his way. He had to take the first job that came his way. And that job only paid him a fraction of what he was getting paid. So then I actually watched him go into a depression. I watched him gain 50 pounds because of the depression. And it was really hard for our family. And then, for me, the inevitable happened. And it was about to happen. It's when Lawrence came to me and told me that I needed to go to work. And don't get me wrong, I had no problem working at all. I was willing to work. But what killed me the most was the thought that I had to leave my baby, my last child. She was my very last child that I expected to be a stay-at-home mommy for her, because I was a stay-at-home mommy for all of my kids. It meant more to me than anything else to be there for her. So it broke my heart because I wanted to be the one to get her ready for school in the morning. I wanted to be the one to take her to school, to be on all of her field trips, to be able to be there for my kids if they were sick. I wanted to be that mommy who was there for them. I wanted to, hold on, all of you parents, all of you mommies especially, you know that our days don't even start till we pick up our kids from school. So I wanted to be there to pick my kids up from school. I wanted to be the one to take her to hula, to take my kids to practices and games. I wanted to be the team mom who did it all. So it really did kill me to think that I had to rely on someone else to be responsible for my own kids. So I knew things needed to change. And that's when my cousin, Jennifer Donatello, gave me a call. And she told me that she had this amazing program and it could get us healthy. And so then I knew that all I wanted to do was get my husband healthy because he wasn't doing well and he really needed this. So I gave her a call and I told her to come over and we got started, and the most amazing results came about. Lawrence ended up losing 50 pounds in 3 months. I lost 28 pounds. But the most amazing thing happened after that. We became walking billboards, and everywhere we went, people started asking us what we were doing. And all we did was we blessed our family and friends and those people who asked us with $50 gift cards. And when we received our very first check, I finally saw light at the end of the tunnel. It was at that very moment that I knew that all of our prayers had been answered. And so, sitting there with my first check in my hand, and knowing that my prayers had been answered, I absolutely was willing to go out and work. Absolutely. I knew about network marketing. I knew about Amway because we were in it 20 years ago. We knew exactly how it worked. I knew the meaning of residual income, and that what it meant was we just had to do the work once and get paid for life. So what I realized was that with this opportunity, we could not only make ends meet, but we would have the financial freedom, the time freedom to be able to spend all the time in the world with my kids. And that meant the world to me. And so I realized that all I needed to do was to work hard, to work really hard in the beginning, to get my business going, and that is exactly what I did. So I went out and I did the work. Because my husband still had those 3 jobs, I worked and I made the decision to myself that I was not gonna make or let my kids be the excuse of why I couldn't build this business, but rather they were gonna be the reason why I needed to do this. The reason why I needed to work hard so that eventually we could retire ourselves and put an end to our financial struggles forever. So I booked my very first healthy happy hour, and of course I was a nervous wreck, but I knew that if I just did it, and I did what I feared, the fear would disappear, and it slowly started to disappear. So I put in the sacrifice, I put in the time, I put in the work. And I remember missing my daughter's high school soccer games so that we could drive across the island from Kailua to Aiea every single Wednesday night to go to public healthy happy hours, even if we didn't have guests, because it was important for us to show up, to be present, to be the example, to lead by example for our team. And every single time, I found myself thinking that I didn't want to get ready, I didn't want to step out the door because I wanted to stay home with my kids. I reminded myself of how far we've come. I reminded myself of how Purium was the vehicle and is the vehicle that has allowed us to be living the life that we're living. Who here has kids in sports? Okay, so some of you probably are familiar with fundraising for tournaments on the mainland. Huskies, I know they know what I'm talking about. Well, Lawrence and our kids are very athletic, and they were invited to many national tournaments on the mainland. In fact, my middle daughter was invited to many of them, and we never, ever were able to take the opportunity because we couldn't afford to bring our whole family on board. So I just want to share that just this past July, Lawrence and my daughter actually, she was invited to go to a national tournament in Torrance, California. And we actually didn't know how we were going to do it at the time, but we made the decision to let her go. And we are so proud to say that it is because of Purium that we were able to pay that entire trip with cash. And not only that, we were able to take the 7 of us to Disneyland for 3 days and pay for that portion of the trip with cash as well. Never have we ever been able to go on a family trip and not worry about money, ever. For years, my parents, my mother-in-law, and my grandmother were taking care of us. And now, I'm so proud to say, and so blessed to be able to say that now we're able to take care of them. Now we can pay their bills, we can buy them the things that we never thought we could. And then the dream of owning our own home, for us had always been just a dream, but not anymore. Not anymore, because the light at the end of our tunnel is getting brighter and brighter every single day, and we want every single person in this room to be with us, because it's possible. But I want you to ask yourself, actually backing up a little bit, only half of this room, or a third of you, are going to step up to become the leaders that you know you are. I want you to ask yourself this question. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to leave a legacy behind? Are you? Or are you willing to work for the next 20, 30, or maybe even 40 years for someone else to build their dream? Ask yourself that question. Because when those excuses start creeping in, I want you to remember, think about why you need to do this. Think about it. Because it is that why that is gonna push you to continue to work, to continue to do this. Because you guys, you know what? Seriously, Lawrence and I were right here 1 year ago, exactly where many of you are today. And if someone came to us and said that we're gonna be making over $20,000 a month, we wouldn't have believed them. No way. No way. But it's because we were willing to put in the work. We were willing to put in our time that we're making $20,000 a month. And I am so proud to say it's because of that. Lawrence doesn't need to work his 3 jobs anymore. It's because of that I'm a stay-at-home mom with no worries at all. I had always been a stay-at-home mom with worries. We can now pay our bills and we no longer have bill collectors hounding us down. I can take care of my kids, buy them the things that they need and what they want. And what we heard over and over and over today is that we are definitely in the right place at the right time with the right people, the right leadership, the right company, and the right system. If this is important to you guys, then you're gonna find a way. If not, you're gonna find an excuse. No excuses, you guys. Let's do this. Let's get this done. Continue to share, continue to change lives. We can do this together. I love you all. Thank you.
All right, Shanda. You guys know what these things are right here? Anybody got one of these? Yeah. So how many of you guys? How many of these do you guys have? Well, one of the very basic things that we do in our business is we help people get gift cards redeemed. So what I wanted to do, I have a list here, and I wanted to just take a few minutes to recognize some people who have some pretty #rockstar status with getting their gift cards redeemed. So I want to have some people stand up. Oh, you just moved, okay. She likes to do that. Okay. So we're gonna have some people stand up. So Ursula Ni Hao, please have her stand up. Ursula, you had 57 gift cards redeemed. Congratulations. Jill Inashita, are you in the audience, Jill? I don't think I've seen Jill. Tihane Lopez, 64 gift cards redeemed. Mike Taylor, is Mike Taylor in the audience? Mike Taylor had 46. He just started with us. Okay. Christy Najeha, 53. Lynn and Dwight Ho, 55. Mele Honey, 45. Here we got some pretty big numbers here. Villy, 38. Villy, stand up. And Mark, stand up, 47. Keep standing, Villy. Mark, where's Mark? 47. And they both did that in 45 days. Congratulations. Now we got some other big ones here. Stephanie Gambietta, 79. Stephanie, where's Stephanie? Congratulations. Gina Hansen, 92. Mahel Nakamura, 70. Daisy and Dina, where are you? 87. Jamie and Chris Blake, 96. P.E. Lani Schneider, 88. And then we got Gina and Rodney Richardson, stand up, 127. And then some special rock stars that we got. We got Tracy Fujikani, 108. Geraldine Camarillo, Team Journa, please stand. Drum roll, 148. And of course, Brandy Shinoto, 220.
You guys ever experienced that, feeling like an alien? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk a little bit about a tool that we have. I'm gonna teach you guys. You guys heard people talk about the bank code system. I'm gonna do a basic training on it. I'm actually gonna do a great training on it. So you'll actually be able to bite on some training of how to utilize this bank system to your advantage. And then if you guys wanna go buy the training outside, we got it outside, I encourage you to do so. So we're gonna go through this, and I wanna call up Ray and Shanda and Geraldine and Hale and also Tasha Tavares. Come on up, you guys. So Tony Robbins says, let your prospect determine your presentation. Most of the times we let ourselves determine the person. Sorry, yeah, she's over there, you're over here. We got the two of them here, and then we got Tasha there. So what happens is when we get nervous, we naturally present to people the way we want to be presented to. Does that make sense? If we want to help people, we sell the helping part. If we like to make money, we sell the making money part. If we want to live the life of our dreams, we sell wanting to live the life of our dreams. But that means we'll only be able to reach out to the people that think and feel and desire like us. So if you want to be effective, you have to be able to let your prospect determine your presentation. Bing! So we have something called the bank code personality test. And I don't expect you to do what I did, which was 17 years of personal development and 17 years of learning about how other people think and other people feel and all the Yoda mind tricks and the sitting down and the asking questions, because that's not your job. You don't have to be a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but you do have to be able to get some basics down of how to understand people, and the bank system within 90 seconds can help you do that. So you guys got coded, you guys saw those cards, you guys played the game, right? You guys can purchase those cards for $20. Bing! So what it is these cards, 4 of the cards represent 4 different types of people. So in general, you're gonna see yourself in every one of those cards, but you will have certain cards that mean a little bit more to you. So yes, when I go to a meeting with somebody, I will give them the 4 sets of cards and literally ask them to play a 90-second game. I got a bunch of people over there that I did that for. And then what that allows me to do is allows me to present to them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about the personalities. And you know what your code is too, because you've taken the test. Bing! So when somebody has a blueprint card on top, who are my blueprints? Who is blue? That was the first thing. Nice. So my blueprints, they're the structured people, right? Because guys, I am a blueprint right here. And would you guys like to land a blueprint? Yeah. Would you like to? Okay. This is Ray here, and this is the sister of Shanda. Or you guys are actually just props. Beautiful props. So when you have somebody that's a blueprint, you have to think that they like structure, they like rules. This is a person that wants you to be on time. They want you to be professional. So when you meet a blueprint, try not to be late. So is this pretty cool? With 90 seconds, you'd be able to get somebody's code and then realize that they're not gonna forgive you if you're late. Pretty cool, right? So when you're coming up to a blueprint, you wanna be able to talk about systems, strategies. You wanna show them that they don't have anything to worry about. You see blueprints, they're very busy. They got a lot going on in their life, and they're gonna decide very quickly whether or not they can allow Purium to come into their life. Now you want them to say, yes, I have a place for Purium, right? But you have to realize this about them because it's really no nonsense. They do not want to be sold with the hype. So if you're a hype type of person, they're not gonna wanna hear the hype. Do we like to hear the hype? No, nonsense, nonsense. We just wanna see if Purium can fit into our lives. And if it can, we'll make the decision that it can. So we don't need you to sway us either way. We just need you to present us the system by which we will be implementing Purium in our lives, and we'll make the decision. So those are our blueprints. So this is so great now, because now you know you're meeting up with somebody who's a blueprint, and maybe you're not a blueprint. So you can start thinking in the terms of a blueprint, and we have our back office in Purium where if you pay $29.99 a month, you can actually get more training on this. But this is a blueprint. Where are my action people? Okay. Wow. They're making noise. So our action people, they're okay for you to just tell them whatever's going on. Like, they're like, spit it out, tell me what it is, I want to know. And that's our action people. Our action people, they're actually our superstars. So they actually want you to give them energy. They want you to act like a superstar. The thing is, superstars, or our A's, our action people, they actually don't trust you if you come to them and they're more excited about your product than you are. They're like, oh, this doesn't make sense, because I'm like, wow, this thing is cool. And you're like, yeah, and you'll be able to help everybody. Okay, so when you're meeting up with an action, you have to, if you're kind of a more timid person or a calm person, you better take some deep breaths and, you know, take some, be energetic and just get ready to be like, hey, how are you? If you meet an action like, hey, how are you? They'll love you. Things you can do with actions if you're kind of nervous is just tell them they're amazing. Tell them, wow, I like you. Actions like to hear the great things about them. And if you think they're a rock star and you tell them they're a rock star, they actually trust you because they're like, yeah, you know I'm a rock star. I'm gonna sign up with you. So don't be afraid don't keep the compliments. Also, action people, they're kind of very concerned about the way they look. They always got their hair in place and they got their nice clothes on, their lashes going. So when you go to meet up with an action, try to put on your nicest clothes. And it's okay if you use a little flash. Now, when you're with the blueprint, you might want to be a little bit more professional. But when you're with the action, it's okay to use flash. It's okay to use your Louis Vuitton bag, because they will see that bag. And they'll go, wow, she or he must be doing good. That's our action. So think about your personality and how you relate with this type of personality. Next, we have our N's, our nurturers. Where are our nurturers? Oh man, I got them sitting together because these are nurturers. Nurturers hang out with other nurturers. And they like to hang out with other people. And on their Facebook page, you see a whole bunch of people, not just the selfies. Yeah, they're nurturers. Nurturers are amazing because nurturers create that glue in your team. They bring the love to the team. So we want nurturers. Now listen, if you're an action person and you come with the hype, but the nurturer wants to hear about help and love and caring about people, if you dare try to shove money down the throat of a nurturer, you will lose that sale. And in your mind, you're gonna think, wow, it just makes so much sense. Don't they want to hear that they're the first to the market? Don't they want to hear that, you know, this is an amazing opportunity? No, they don't. They just want to hear that what they can do will help others, and they will be a part of an amazing team that will help them build together. You want to hear help, you want to hear those words. Nurturers don't mind hugging. So if you're A or a B and you're not that fond of hugging, just go and do it for them. Take one for the team and give them a hug. And you'll know that of them. They told you because you know their card. So these are our nurturers. And then lastly, we have our Ks. And this is my friend Tasha Tavares. Guys, just in the last hour, she went executive. Tasha, can you share with us the text you sent your friend?
Oh, shit.
Okay, so knowledge people, they really sometimes socially, they have their own way of doing things. So you just have to accept that.
Sorry.
Round of applause for Greg Caballo, you guys. Round of applause. So she just sent, sorry. Wait, I want you to show them something. Can you show them your notebook, Tosh? Yeah, so this is the notebook of a K. This was here. This is the, you know, look, this is here. This is a notebook of a K. Can you imagine? Where are my Ks? Where are my Ks? Wow. Would you believe, Kathy, doctor, see? Would you believe that in network marketing, Ks, a little bit fewer in network marketing. And it's not, and I'm gonna tell you something about Ks. It's not for any other reason that we don't give our Ks enough time. because we're on fire, right? So when you're on fire, we don't have time for it sometimes. So in network marketing in general, Ks don't always get what they need. And sometimes, I'm gonna tell you the fact of it, sometimes people think, oh, so much questions, I don't even wanna give you the answers because anyways, it's not even gonna duplicate because Ks is gonna wait and they're not gonna do nothing, so anyways, I'm gonna move on and find my As and Bs and Ns. But let me tell you something about Ks, and I've learned this through our business right here. This has been a major aha moment, is that when you give Ks the time and the information they need, they just need information. So literally, continue to feed them information. You don't have to figure it out for them. You don't have to do it for them. You don't have to be, sometimes we think we have to baby Ks because they want a lot of information. It's not about babying. They just want the information. When you can treat a K with honor and give them the information they need, the K will be the most loyal. They will be with you forever because it's not emotional, because it makes sense to them. So Tasha, and she has an amazing, amazing up-team support. She's a gem. Tasha is an amazing business coach. She's a success coach. She's a life coach. She knows people from all over the nation. Would you want somebody like Tasha on your team? Right? Tasha she heard about something going on in California, a big event, Principia for Psi. I don't know if you guys know about that. She literally decided, bought her ticket, never did a healthy happy hour, never did a booth for Purium, believed in Purium so much, got on a plane and flew to Principia to share it with others. Stayed up there to do healthy happy hours with people. You know, Ks, they don't really have fear because it's non-emotional. That this makes sense and they need to do this and they're gonna make it happen if we are able to give them the information they need. So I have a good friend too, and he was just starting in our business, and he was a K too. So when I was getting him started, I wanted him to get started because I knew the benefits and when I get people started. He was a K. I couldn't push him. I would never text a K and say, are you ready to get started? That is the worst thing you can do for a K. If you're trying to help a K get started, all you want to do is continue feeding them information. That's it. Continue texting. If a K said they were gonna get started and they didn't yet, it just means they didn't get enough information. So continue to feed them. You know, so when you wake up in the morning and check if they signed up, oh, they didn't sign up, shucks. Hi, can I answer any more of your questions? No. You're gonna say, hey, I saw something that I thought you would love, and this is about the master aminos. Let me send that to you. Now, our nurturers, remember, you have to talk to them about community, about caring for you, people. When you're at a healthy happy hour, nurturers will not be closed from the stage. You understand? Hey, these are our purchase options. This is your tear pad. Take a look at what you want and let's get you started. Now, the actions and the blueprints, they can be closed from stage, but the nurturers won't. So the nurturers are the ones that you have to walk into the audience and sit with them. You have to give them the time. And they will also make the decision. You can sway nurturers because nurturers are feelers. So they're gonna feel whether or not they wanna get started if it feels right. So spend your time with the nurturers to show them exactly what they think it is. The action people, when they want to give you their money, take their money. Just take it. Take it, take it. And these are the ones that you want to say things like brand new opportunity, first to market. You'll be on the fastest team. You want to introduce them to people who are making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month because that's what the actions are interested in. And the Bs, again, you're going to use words like simple. It's so simple for us to get started. The program is easy. For product, what my Bs, I always say, you're going to get all the information you need in the kit. It's going to have a step-by-step. So we think information because K, but B is it'll be step-by-step. And then let me plug you into our simple system of success. So Bs, you're going to want to, within the first 24 to 48 hours, introduce them to somebody. Then send them to the website. Then in their first 7 days, let them know that you're gonna work with them to get their first gift card redeemed. So there's a step-by-step process with these Bs, because Bs can be very powerful, but they have to be treated like Bs. So the whole idea here is that everybody are different personalities, but the more that you can try to understand other people and present to other people in the way they need to be presented to you, the more success you'll have. So, sorry, I didn't even go through my slideshow presentation. You guys can go to Nani and buy some cards. And then in our back office, we actually have scripts for you guys to be able to learn how to speak to the different personality types. Thank you guys so much, you participants. Thank you very much.